What's up, world? What's going on? It's your main man, the author. Right back at that ass again. And here's another one. Huh? Poke you in the eye with that one. What's going on, man? Just wanted to check in briefly, real quick. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I'm just a straight shooter, man. For those of you who don't know, I'm a straight shooter. I shoot right down the middle, man. Alright, at least the best way I could shoot down the middle based on the information I have, which is a lot in a lot of cases. Alright, but I just want to make this brief video, man. It was this black woman, man, in the store, right? And tell you a little brief story. This black woman was in the store, right? I was in a Family Dollar the other day, right? And the one lady already had about 10 people in line, right? So she wasn't going to get no help. She tried to get a manager to help. Manager wouldn't help. Black chick was in front of me, right? Fucking with the lady, right? First she fucked with her and asked her, because the Spanish lady asked these young kids, were they going to pay for that? And she jumped on the lady. Why would you ask them that? Right? Fucking with the lady. So then she went ahead, she had something she was buying. I think it was like some pine sol or something. So she dropped it by mistake. And then said that she thought it was damaged. So she told the lady to get her another one. So the lady got her another one. It was her fault though, right? But it wasn't even Lincoln. But the lady still got her another one, right? Then, you know, when you pay for something, you put the credit card in the, you swipe it, right? Either swipe it or insert it in the mechanism when it's time to pay, if you're using card, right? So she has hers in the mechanism. It's in there for quite some time, right? And you know, if it tells you to take your card out and you don't, that shit go right? And the shit had went about 7 times, and I said, "Hey, look, lady, take it out. The mechanism is telling you on the screen to take it out, and it's making all this noise. And if she don't take it out and go, the line is still staying long." So when I corrected her, she looked at me a long time, trying to bully me, right? Looked at me a long time. So she probably thought I was one of those black men who gave a fuck what she thought. So I just stepped up and asked the Spanish lady, "How you doing?" and went along with my purchase, right? Then she made I guess she thought, she knew I just totally ignored her. So she said something like, "Mind your business," right? When she finally walked off. And I said, "Well, hey, look," I said, "you was holding up the whole line by not pulling out your card." Right? And then she said, "You should shut up." And I said, "No, you shut up." Right? And then the Spanish lady was telling me, like, yeah, I always have problems with her. Every time she comes into the store, she makes a complaint. This and that and the third. She's always giving me a hard time. And the Spanish lady was finally glad that someone stood up to her, because the black men in a line behind me wasn't going to say shit to her, no matter how long the mechanism kept buzzing, because most black men are scared of black women, right? And the Spanish lady didn't want to say nothing to her, because she had already jumped on the Spanish lady once, and the Spanish lady didn't want no more flack, right? So I'm talking with the Spanish lady, yeah, making my purchase, got my toothpaste, finally walked out, right? So then, when I get into the parking lot, guess who's in the middle of the, when I get outside the store on the sidewalk, guess who's in the middle of the parking lot? Right? Same black chick. This is how crazy they are, right? Standing in the middle of the parking lot with a buggy. gonna tell me, waited for me to come out the store, right? Gonna tell me I better never talk to her like that again. With my bald head ass. Right? So I said, okay. I said, go ahead and have a nice day, man. She was talking shit. I said, take your ass home. Because you out of your goddamn mind. And she gonna say, how? Man, I closed my goddamn door. And I was pulling off. And as I pulled off, I looked to her, took a look to the left. She was still standing there in the parking lot looking like a goddamn fool. I shook my head and moved on. That's how crazy a lot of black, and this black chick was not young. She was one of the older ones. That's how crazy a lot of them are. They'll tell a black man all type of bullshit. Like I said, I know a lot of women are like this, period. But black women are worse. They will tell a black man all type of bullshit. Everything from religion to how he should act on his job to everything. But if you correct them one time, them motherfuckers will lose their goddamn mind. Most of them, right? And here's my thing too. They are quick to try to insult somebody and call somebody bald head. Now, I've had white chicks today say, he's handsome. They like the baldy, right? But black women they're quick to call somebody bald head, right? And I don't take that as an insult. But they forget this chick had a wig on. They forget that they cannot do without the wig or weave. So if you take that motherfucker off, you probably got less hair than I do. But they forget because they have that illusion. That wig or that weave gives them the illusion that they have hair. When a lot of black chicks, probably over 50% of them, because of alopecia or whatever they call it, because of those weaves, a lot of black women are bald. They're bald, man. Or they got big ass bald spots in their head by the time they're in their 30s, because with the weave, their head can't breathe. That shit poisons their pores. I did a video on that, man, where I forgot what they call it, alopecia, but a lot of black females are bald, man. Big ass bald patches in their head. I did a video on this black female who she was a hoe and they was at the players' ball or whatever. For her pimp, and she thought she was the finest chick, and she got into a fight with this chick, and they fought, and the chick snatched her wig or weave out, and she had big bald spots in her hair. She had a fro. When that other chick snatched her weave out, she had a fro with big ass bald spots, and it was so embarrassing that her friend took a coat and threw it over her head to protect her, so everybody wouldn't see. She had this luxurious weave, and when motherfuckers took that shit out, she looked like a Balrog from Street Fighter. That shit was crazy, man. And they are quick to try to insult somebody and say, hey, look, bald head, whatever. But they forget they cannot go without the wig or weave. About 90% of black women cannot go out the house without a wig or weave. If they don't have a wig or a weave, they'll have a shower cap. Right? And not a clear one either. So, and I just find that odd why so many black women are quick to insult somebody and call them bald-headed, and they forget that they are bald-headed too. Or they have a fro with bald spots. Right? You got a fro with bald spots, you might as well shave the fro. Right? But I mean, and that's what made me think of that, man. I didn't want to make a long video, but it just boggles my mind how sometimes the illusion, the fake weave and all that shit, and the wigs, the illusion can actually make you think that you have something that you do not possess. It can give you that illusion, like you wear that shit long enough, like especially over the years, you wear it for long enough, you will actually trick yourself into thinking that you have lovely hair when you know you cannot operate without that weave. Because if you take that motherfucker off, you know that you bald as Balrog or you bald as Kojak. They know that shit. But it's funny how the weave and the wig gives the illusion of luxurious hair. And it's sad, man. And sick for to have that illusion. You know? Because there's a lot of hairstyles that black women could have, but they don't want because they want long hair, long like Europeans and other races of women. Right? But that boggles my mind, man. They are so quick to talk about somebody, like I was in this roast group. There are so black females are number one to talk about somebody's hairline. And that's why a lot of these black dudes, they make the same jokes as their mothers because they're raised in single parent families. They are the first to talk about somebody's hairline, first to talk about how bald somebody is, how bald someone is. And as a man, I mean, baldness adds to my masculinity, I feel. I was in the military. I was in the service. The first thing they do is cut your hair. You know, because that's a masculine, establishment. First thing they do, one of the first things they do in the service, anybody will tell you, you sit in the barbershop, they shave your hair, man. Motherfuckers be coming in there with girl length hair, they shave that shit off. Everybody has a clean head. You know, because if you're going into combat, you don't want a motherfucker giving an advantage and grabbing your hair. But for a female, and that's at least I know for the men, they shave their hair. At least when I was in, they was doing that for years, unless they stopped it now. But for females, or at least white females, find femininity in the length of their hair. But black females, due to years of having lye in their hair, years of wearing wigs, years of wearing weaves that are even worse than wigs. Weaves actually has destroyed a lot of the black woman's scalp. So some black females have never seen their real hair because, excuse me, if they were raised by their mother, excuse me, some of these black girls have had weaves in their head since they were 3 and 4 years old. They have never seen their real hair, right? So they go their whole life getting a weave, not knowing what their real hair looks like. So they don't know how to manage it. Because see, not having a father in a household not only hurts the black boy because he doesn't know how to be, he doesn't have that rite of passage where he can go from boy to man, but it also hurts the black female because a lot of black females don't know how to go from girl to woman. You know, and it hurts both sexes, male and female. Like a lot of these black females, you know, cops approach them, they crying, they're very they act like girls, not like women. You know, the woman the one that wants to be masculine, that's a girl who's conflicted. Doesn't know how to become a woman, so she wants to be a man. That's conflict. That's internal conflict in the psyche. A big part of that is not having a father. Now, some of that could be a result of rapes and things like that, but psychologically, it's a lot of these females have been raised in households where the black male was not present. The mom was present, auntie was present, sister was present, stepsister was present, her girlfriends from school was present, but no father figure was present. And even the males who were in the house, they were subjected to the black female. She could throw them out at any time, right? So they've never seen men with power. So they try to be either their mom, or they say, oh well, I'm gonna be a man. So they overdo it and they become butch, right? But yeah, I just want to make this video, man, just to mention that, because that always has boggled my mind why black females are so quick to talk against baldness when underneath their wigs and weave, most of them are bald. Most of them have male pattern bald, and some of them are bald and they're in their 20s. Because if you've had weave since you was 2 or 3, by the time your hair is destroyed by the time you're in your teens, right? You know, and like this guy was talking about on the net, he was like, black females are mad because black men have come out and given out their secret talking about weaves. I mean, I think white society has always known that black females have had weaves. They don't believe that your hair just somehow magically becomes a different texture. They know what our hair looks like. So, quite frankly, you're just embarrassing yourself. You're not tricking anyone. But yeah, man, let me know what you think about this topic. You know, and for the few mixed females or the females who actually do have their own hair, who know how to wear their own hair, because there's a lot of beautiful hairstyles for black females. Excuse me, where if they braided their hair in a certain way, it would be beautiful. It would be beautiful because you don't have to have necessarily long hair. Long hair doesn't necessarily mean beautiful hair. I repeat, long hair does not necessarily mean you have beautiful hair. But there's a lot of hair designs for black females. You can Google it, and it shows like when it's braided, and there's a lot of different designs that you can do with black hair that you can't do with other types of hair. But of course, if black females are followers, then they're not going to care about what styles they can create that is unique. They're going to follow everyone else. I.e., you can't be a queen if you're a follower. You can only be a queen if you're setting trends. Okay? So that's what makes black men like me laugh when all black females want to call themselves queens. You're not queens. Queens are leaders. Leaders are trendsetters. You know, if you're a queen, you'd have a trend that only you could have, but other people are trying to follow your trend, even though they don't have the hair to do the design that you create for yourself. But you want long hair, so you are following other races of women. So you can't be a queen if you're a follower. Queens are leaders. Leaders have unique styles. Leaders are trendsetters. All right? I just want to make this brief video, man. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell. Y'all enjoy your Memorial Day holiday here in Charlotte. It's hot as fuck. I'm trying to stay out that heat, cranking up the AC in the ride. All right, but y'all stay safe. And again, it's your main man, the author. I'm signing out with my red wine.